You put down the phone, you've nowhere to go. Get back on the road, yeah, it's so
Hi guys, just doing a little quick video. Some of the thoughts I've got going around my head at the moment, and I'm just talking about staying aerobically fit. And this is a message for everyone, really. And the benefits of staying aerobically fit in life. And I've done a degree in sports science. I've done training my whole life, over 2 decades now. And honestly, the best thing out of all of my training experience has been staying aerobically fit. It allows me to have so much energy, guys. Honestly, it's if you're ever moping around in life because you're tired and you're unmotivated and you've got low energy, yes, I understand. Depression, finances, life can get you down. But get yourself to do something 20, 30 minutes a few times a week. Such a small investment of time that will exponentially increase your productivity if you're not already doing this. It's going to clear your mind, it's going to give you more energy, and it's going to just make you feel so much better. And in doing so, you're probably going to start making better life choices anyway, because it kind of forces you to drink more water and eat better food anyway. Even if that's not your particular goal, even if you don't want to make those lifestyle changes, just being fitter, you're going to get through life better. You'll have more energy for work, so you'll probably earn more money. You'll have more energy to play with your children, so you'll probably have better relationships with your kids. And you'll have more energy for your partner, and so you'll probably have a better relationship there. And so, like, just saying those few things, it's so obvious that, and this is coming from someone that's like, I've done powerlifting for the last 10 years, and I love powerlifting, and I've done sport all my life, and I can honestly say, in order to stay on top of my sport, which is predominantly strength and power, I have to stay aerobically fit. Now that I've got a couple of kids, wife, very busy work schedule, I'm on my feet a lot, which I absolutely love, by the way. But even if I wasn't and I was sitting down a lot, it still pays to be aerobically fit, even though on the complete opposite end of that spectrum, you're sitting still. So the physical demands aren't that great, but actually, when you get the increased sort of mitochondrial density and the capillary density in your body, and you can increase blood flow and energy to your brain, you're just going to perform better in everything. Whether you're strength trained or not, if you're aerobically fit, you're going to be a winner. So these would be my recommendations. It'd be 1 day a week for maintenance of aerobic fitness. If you're not doing anything, that's just going to get you fitter. Steady increases in performance and aerobic fitness 2 times a week, and then consistent increases in performance and ability 3 times a week. If you want to go beyond that, 4, 5, you're going to start probably like digging into your recovery capacity, and potentially you're then training at the same sort of frequency as what like an actual athlete would be training at, and so that's where maybe your recovery capacity would start to become a little bit more compromised, shall we say. And so like then the demand for rest and recovery and sleep, it starts to increase, and so like general life productivity might slow down a little bit just because you have to recover from the training stimulus itself. So I think an absolute sweet spot for productivity in life would be 2, maybe 3 times a week. And that'd be on top of any resistance training that you're already doing. Obviously, if you're already or doing an intense resistance training protocol, like for myself, for example, because I'm still trying to get as strong as I can, at least for the next 6 years. It's like the fatigue side of things is tough. It's really, really tough, especially when you come home from work. It's not rest. It's up with the kids, playing with the kids, tidying up after the kids, making sure that you're doing your side of life, so that your partner doesn't feel like they're doing it all on their own. And so it's something that is just an absolute non-negotiable for me in my situation. Like, I'm walking around at 118 to 120 kilos all the time. It's a lot of body weight, especially when you're non-stop as well. So I couldn't be without it. And I'm an interesting case because I'm very fit and this is my job. Well, it's not just not actually. Do you know what? Oh God, that's another point. It annoys me. Like, when people think that, like, just because I'm a fitness professional, they think that being fit is my job. It's not. If I wanted to, I could block out the time that I used to train other people, and I could coast with my own training. But that's not what I'm about, and that's why people come to me, because I do prioritize my own training and I do lead by example. And I am constantly pushing the boundaries, and I am constantly finding out new and better ways to train and get better results all the time. So I think that's probably one of the big draws for my business. But by the by, I still need, regardless of being much fitter than the average person, I still need that aerobic base. And as soon as I stop doing that, for within maybe a week, I'll start to notice the differences. But within 2 weeks, I'm guaranteed to start feeling sluggish. Like, honestly, like I've got chainmail around my legs and I'm dragging weight every step I take. So I think me being like an extreme example with my weight that I'm carrying around, and I think a lot of there's plenty of other athletes that are out there that are all like almost, well, a good third, half heavier than what I am. If they're not doing this, then I think they'd benefit from it as well. And if anything, it doesn't take away from my strength whatsoever. It actually buffers my ability to train harder and longer, so that I can actually get better results from my resistance training itself. So, yeah, that's my talk on aerobic training and why I think it's so important. I literally would not be able to live my life without it. There's no two ways about it. So my recommendations would be, as a sweet spot, 2 to 3 times per week, 20 to 30 minutes. Ideally, if you've got any joint issues, you need to pay attention to that. And if you can't move at all, then you need, and you're just injured, you need to focus on getting uninjured first, and then getting into some sort of aerobic fitness that isn't going to interrupt those joints as soon as possible. That's only going to speed up recovery. And so 2 to 3 times a week, 20 to 30 minutes, 70 to 80% max heart rate. It's pretty sustainable numbers. And even if you think you start feeling good after a couple of weeks, because this is the trap that I fall into. I start feeling good after a couple of weeks of doing this consistently, and I'm like, I'll skip the next one. I feel pretty good. And in some cases, if I'm like getting prepared for a heavy lift or like a competition, it makes sense. But I've come to the point now where I've kind of like felt good, and I'm like, I'm all right, I don't need to do any more. And every time it comes back round, and I'm like, starting to feel sluggish again. No, just keep it up. Even if you think you don't need to, you need to. We're all the same. We all have the same biology, apart from gender. We all need to be aerobically developed to feel good and to have lots of energy. And don't fall prey to all the magical dietary supplement companies out there that are going to sell you this, that, and the other. I take a lot of supplements through like long term kind of like trial and error, I definitely believe that they're helping me. But by far, the two things that make my life go well is consistent sleep and staying aerobically fit. Even if I stop powerlifting tomorrow, I would still absolutely maintain my aerobic fitness for the rest of my life. I would never, ever, ever let that go. Because I think as soon as you start letting that go, then it's a slippery slope to feeling sluggish and then dealing with whatever other sort of like compounding factors of like psychological issues that might come along with that, depression. It's really well documented now that exercise in general, physical training, strength training and aerobic training is going to help reduce things like depression, generally make you feel better and all that jazz. Anyway, I think I've said enough, and I hope I got my point across. Aerobic training, 2 to 3 times a week, 20 to 30 minutes, 70 to 80% max heart rate, and you will be good. If you take my advice and you get into that and you start to feel the benefits, leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll keep putting out videos like this. So that's my 2 cents on lots of energy and feeling good. I'll see you in the next one.